We're here at TOC Europe in Hamburg. We're joined straight away after the first session in the TOC Theatre by David Parlongue, who's the MD and partner of Voss Consulting Group, and by Boris Wenzel, who's president of Terminal Industry Group, TIC. Well, gentlemen, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
What are the things you've been talking about on the stage today? What are the trends we're talking about when it comes to digitalization in the industry? Boris.
Well, I think that there's always a topic about expectations and reality when you talk about digitalization, and we heard the panelists mention that is selling internally also the investments in digitalization is a difficult topic. Getting a return of investment within a period which is normally expected when you try to convince your principals and your board. So these are all kind of relevant topics we have, and of course the behind all that, what was important is see the relevance of this benchmark we developed with BCG, which is in fact an important tool then for management, for boards of terminal operators to actually see, well, what is the competition doing, and this is then also an important drive of them to position themselves in alignment with their competition.
Yeah, I think exactly. Today, the port operator and port authority, they have a lot of digital tools available, technologies, let it be software or hardware, where the question lies for them is where will be the value for their operation, for their client, for the safety of their employees. And so, I mean, understanding where the value lies is always key for this decision maker that we interviewed during the panel. So that was one of the key discussions: financial value, but also value in terms of competition, value for your employee. The other discussion which we had is around the human component of things. So how do you actually do the transformation of your company? I mean, the terminal industry is a very old, historic industry, which has challenges in terms of how to modernize itself. But the tools by themselves cannot be the solution. At BCG, we like to say that it's only 10% of the solution. 20% lies with the processes, 70% lie with the people. And so one of the discussions we had today is how to create traction within the organization around this transformation. How do you convince your stakeholder, let it be the chief financial officer or the decision makers, but also people on the ground, that the transformation will create value for the clients and for them. And so that it was at the heart of our discussion today.
How far along the journey of digitalization are we? Very early steps or recently mature?
I think we are still relatively at early stages, and as David actually explained, and this is one of the outputs of the benchmark, is that depending on which region you look at, it can be quite a different picture, and which is quite different from other industries where the industry maturity is found to be at about the same level wherever you would go. But for ports and terminal, we are a bit special.
Yeah.
But we have, I mean, the mission of TIC 4.0 is to try to facilitate that. I mean, as I said in my introduction speech, the vision we had by creating the association was that there are many hurdles to adopt digitalization in the port industry, and we are very late compared to many other industries. And we are trying to address one of the hurdles, which is linked to data integration. And when you want to integrate data, you need standards so that you actually have meaningful data to integrate. Otherwise, if you are using on one hand apples and pears and trying to put that together in a bag, you're not able to integrate it. So this is what the part that TIC is playing, and I'm very grateful that we have this collaboration with BCG, because this besides the benchmark, this C-level panels we organize is also to create this incentive to have digitalization become again a strategic topic. It needs to be addressed and discussed at the boardroom, and not just to be a technical topic between engineering people. And I think we are getting some success. You can see the participation. I mean, as I said, I got myself kicked out of the panel because we had too many participants. We are starting to get there to bring this awareness to foster collaboration, to use tools like the benchmark we produce, and to also create awareness about the standards we develop. And this all will contribute to bring the industry forward in terms of digitalization.
Yeah. And on top of what Boris mentioned around the de-averaging of the level of maturity depending on the geographies, one of the other insights of the benchmark is that when you look at the different meaning of digitalization, you see different level of maturity. One dimension which is very developed everywhere is the basic core IT infrastructure, the terminal operating systems, which are now widely used across the industry. But on other topics such as machine automation or the use of AI, it's far more nascent. So that's quite interesting to see that depending on the topics, you have different levels of maturity. And it also highlights that there are probably a lot of pockets of value that players can tap into on these new topics in order to deliver more value.
Is one of the challenges just the physical nature of our industry? You know, for example, compared to warehousing or manufacturing, the operations that we have in our industry are very widespread and different. Is that a challenge to digitization?
I think that the challenge is more that we have a very fragmented number of suppliers and processes within an organization, and it is difficult to bring it. It's not a closed factory where everything is aligned in a continuous process. It's a very discrete process. You have many intervenants. You have also other factors like weather, which can play a role. So bringing together all this data in a meaningful way is the challenge.
David, Boris, thank you very much for joining us
Thank you.
at TOC Europe. It's been great that you joined in the conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.